Write down the order of rotation for each of these shapes. So if you've got a piece of tracing paper and marked a point here in the centre and turn it around a full turn, that will go into itself 3 times. This shape here would then go into itself twice. Write down the order of rotation of a regular octagon. So if it's a regular octagon, it will look like this. So therefore there will be 8 positions on a full turn where it will look like it again. Shade 2 more small squares on this shape so that it's 2 lines of reflection symmetry. So if we wanted, say, this line down here to be 1, then these 2 squares here and here will need to be the same on the other side. So we put it through there. And also this square here would need to be from this side. And then that will also give a line of symmetry down that point as well. So we've got that done. Question 7. So we're substituting in here m divided by 4 plus 7 when m is 20. So 20 divided by 4 gives us 5, and then 5 plus 7 gives us 12. Putting y into here, you do the bracket first, so y is 5 plus 6, which is 11. And then we've got 11 times by the 3 to give us 33. And then 2p, when p is 4, so 4 2 times by 4, which is 8, and then 8 take away the 18 will then give us minus 10. Question 8. We've got a graph here. So we've got the first quarter of the year is Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. So we've got that information. We just need to read about the graph. There's a number of tourists visiting Ireland in each quarter from 2011 to 2013. First question says, how many tourists were there in the second quarter of 2011? So that's here. So you'd read up to there, see the point, and go across. So there will be 6,000, because as you can see here, it says the units are thousands. The first quarter of 2013 is here. So we're looking across. Now we've got to read that a bit more carefully. It's 2 squares into it, and each square is worth 0.2. So it's 4,400 tourists. Which quarter are the most tourists every year? So which quarter generally, you can sort of see here, here and here. But generally it was Q3. And describe the change in the number of tourists in the first quarter of each year from 2011 to 2013. So if we look at the first quarter, that's that point, then it's that point, and then it's that point. Well, what's happening? It's slowly increased, hasn't it? So you would say that it's slowly increased over time. They actually have allowed on the mark scheme as well if you said it stayed the same, because I suppose there isn't much of a big change there. Question 9 is here. So here are the gradients from Mason recipe for chocolate muffins. The big information here is there's 12 chocolate muffins there, and what you're wanting it for is for 18. So my advice, if you half all these values, then that will give you what's for 6 muffins, and then you can get 18 really easily. So how many eggs? Well, if you half the number of eggs, you've got 1, add them together, you need 3 eggs. How much milk? Well, milk is 230, so half that is 115. 230 plus 115, add them together, 345. Corey's going to make some muffins using this recipe for a party. He only has 300 grams of sugar, plenty of all the other ingredients. What's the largest number of muffins he can make? Well, if you've got sugar here at 75, so for 12 muffins, you need 75 grams of sugar. So if you divide 75 by 12, that will then give you what the amount of sugar is needed for one person, which is 6.25 grams. And if he's got 300 grams, we then divide that by 6.25, which will then give us 48 people, and that's the maximum we can make. Question 10. 18 is a sum of 4 consecutive numbers. That means one after each other, the numbers. These numbers are 3, 4, 5 and 6 because that equals that. Find 2 consecutive numbers that have a sum of 165. So 2 numbers after each other is 165. So it's going to be about 18 a bit, isn't it? Went to 82 and 83? That would work. three numbers that equal a sum of 69. So if you divided it by 3, then that would give you 23. So if you went 23, 22 and 24, it'll add up perfectly. 30 is the product of two consecutive numbers. 6 and 5, product means times. So find two consecutive numbers that have a product of 420. Now this one is a bit more challenging. So you just try numbers. So if you try 15 and 16, say. So if you went, okay, 15 times 16, and you just see what that would then give you. So 15 then times 16 is 240, so that's nowhere big enough. So let's go for 20. 20 times 21. 20 times 21, 420. So 420 is there, so that works. 20 times 21. Explain without doing any calculations why 863 cannot be the product of two consecutive numbers. So why couldn't you do that then? Well, because 663 is an odd number. And you're always going to be timesing an even number by an odd. And if you've got an even number times an odd, that will always give you an even number.